Hey guys, Marmalade here with Marmalade Outdoors, and as the title says in this video, I want to show you a typical day when I do DoorDash. I'm not working at my regular job, which is normal business hours, so I want to show you kind of what a normal day would be. This is January 2nd, 2024. It's a Tuesday, so it's a nondescript day. I don't know if it's going to be busy or not. I drove some yesterday on New Year's Day. It was very busy, but I had to go to work, so I had to stop that short. But we'll bring you along. I'll give you the time and like how much we're making and what it's like, and take you along a little bit with me. If you're looking for a second, a side hustle in general, this might be the way to go. If you see this clip right here, I start every single day when I drive by. Well, I don't get gas every day, but when I get up at 4:45 since I live in my car. I go to the gym at about 5 or a little after, take a shower and shave and kind of if I need to. And then basically there's a Costco nearby. So like in this case, as you can see, I went to Costco and got gas. That's usually around 5:45. And I sign up to drive when I drive at 6 in the morning. I don't like driving in the evenings because it's dark. It's very hard to find addresses, even in the daylight, let alone in the dark. So, and also in the evenings, everybody's going home and doing things. So the roads are really full of people. So you can't make much progress on the road. So I like the mornings. It's a lot of coffee shops and bagel places. And unfortunately, a lot of people feed their kids fast food before they go to school, stuff like that. But anyway, and then as it moves into, if I drive later into the day into like, oh, the parking lot lights just went off. It is, by the way, it's 6:08 in the morning right now. But then as it goes to about 10 o'clock, then all the regular restaurants open, like Panda Express and all the places, and then we get to lunch. So if I have the time and I'm driving and trying to make money, I'll drive from 6 in the morning to usually 12, 1 or 2, somewhere in there. I usually have some errands and things to do, or I want to go hike or do something. And right now it's winter, so it's getting dark at like 5:15. So it's much easier to drive later when it's summertime and it's dark at 8:30. But all right, that's enough talking. Let's get our first order and see where we're going. All right, well, we just got our first order. Unfortunately, it's 6:38, so exactly 30 minutes. I sat here. Normally, that's not normal, but it's a good size order at Starbucks, so let's go. Okay, it's 6:54. I got my first order done. I normally have 2 or 3 orders by now, so it started out slow, but that doesn't mean it'll be slow all day. We made $12.50 and only took about 15 minutes or so. So hopefully on to the next one. All right, well, I just got another order finally. I've been here another 15, 20 minutes. It's a very slow morning. But the good thing is I got 2 orders, and sometimes they combine orders, and it helps you if they know you're driving in a direction to deliver one, they'll give you another one if there is one. So we're doing Pete's Coffee and a local bagel place, and it says we'll make $17 once we deliver both of them, and it's a total of about 6 miles driving, so not too bad. So let's go get these orders. All right, guys, I just had my second and third order there. It was $17, and it's 7:48 in the morning. Things are slow right now. I normally have 5 or 6 orders by now, but we have $29.50. And I never freak out too much early on because, yeah, it's nice to have a really good start, but I've had it just slow down and not get an order for 2 hours later on. So you never can judge the whole day by the start, but it is a little nicer when you get a good start. But we'll see what happens. I think that people had yesterday New Year's Eve or New Year's Day off, so a lot of people were ordering, but they were off. But I think a lot of people are going back to work, so there might not be as many people ordering food. But let's see if we can get another order or 2. All right, guys, a little update. It's 9:32, and I'm at $61.75. I've done 7 orders. They haven't been very big orders today. If you can average $10 an order or more, so 7 deliveries. And $61.75, 9:30. I told you it's a little slow today, but once lunch picks up, we usually can catch up a little bit, make more money. So let's see what happens here. I always park in a certain area. There's a lot of restaurants, coffee places, and bagel places, and I'm right next to Chick-fil-A, which gets really busy. I've already had 2 Chick-fil-A's today, so that's kind of standard. So we'll see what else we get. All right, guys, that was delivery number 8, and it was a good one. It was $18.50 to only go 5.5 miles. So now it is 10:20 12 in the morning, and we're slowly catching up. If you're around $10 to deliver or more, you're doing really well, because I took a few small ones this morning, so I've got some bigger ones. That was what, Chick-fil-A. So now at 10:12 we have $80.25, so we're doing pretty well. So how this app works too, if you want to do this, when you drive out of your territory, it generally never gives you any more matches until you drive back to your territory. So that's when you're taking orders, you have to really consider, how far do I have to drive and how far is it taking me out of my territory, because then you might lose 10 minutes driving back into your territory. Each territory is protected, so you decide where you're going to drive, and that way it's limited to how many drivers can drive. That way you get orders. It's not like Uber. When you drive Uber, they don't limit it, so there's 5 million drivers, and then you never get any work and you never make any money, so or it's hard to. So I will say though that sometimes when you're driving back to your territory, like if you're near a restaurant and they have an order and the delivery is at a home or something back where you're going to go, you'll get lucky and get an order going back. That's when you can really maximize your gas and your time, and you make a lot more money. So maybe we'll get lucky, but most likely you don't. All right, guys, so I got a little bit to tell you. This day's been kind of crazy. As you can see right here, we had a kind of all of a sudden a bunch of clouds came in and rained on us for about the last hour. Last time I checked with you, it was like 10, 12, something like that. It's now 11:40. We were at a little over $80, and now we're at 114.50. So we're doing great. Had a very busy hour there, and this last order, as you can see here, is from Chipotle. I had a double order, so I had two different orders, so that was nice. They were both kind of near each other. Like I said, it's 11:40, so we should stay busy with lunch. I'll probably go to one or two. You know, ideally, I'd love to do around $150 minimum, and I'm at almost 115, so we're looking pretty good unless it dies down. So stay tuned to the end, because I'm going to go over some of the pros and cons of DoorDash and all these food apps, in case you're thinking about doing them. Obviously I believe in them because I do them. I've been doing them for a couple of years, but I want to go over the pros and cons of them at the end, so stay to the very end. And we're not at the end yet, but don't forget to subscribe and like and hit that notification bell. All right, let's go for the next order now. All right, guys, it's 12:28, and I just had a double order from Panda Express and Jersey Mike's, and got another $17.50, so we're at exactly 132 right now. And it's only, like I said, 12:28, so we're doing great if we stop at 1:30 or 2. So it's kind of weird. It's busy early in the morning where I drive in the mornings. It's very busy, and there's a lull from like 9 to 10:30, and then it gets busy for lunch crowd. So that's where we are now. Like I said, it's 12:29 now, so let's see if we can get a few more good orders and get well past this 150 mark. All right, guys, so I'm done for the day. I finished at 1 o'clock, so I started at 6 a.m., a couple of minutes before 6, and finished at 1, so 7 hours. I did run some errands in there here and there, and had a bunch of downtime, but I made $147 today, which is pretty good. And I've driven today's a Wednesday. I've driven Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, till about the same time, about 12 or 1, and I made $416.17 in 3 days. That's pretty good. Now remember, it costs, and there's gas and stuff like that. But I promised you I'd talk about the pros and cons. And I'm going to try to make this light here. So we'll do the pros last. So cons, of course, the main thing is the wear and tear and the mileage on your car. I have just a tad under 45,000 miles in 2 years. Now I do a lot of backpacking and travel and adventure, stuff like that. So I do a lot of miles on my car. But you rack up a lot of miles. So the main negative is, there's really two negatives, is that, it's not only the wear and tear in your car, which devalues your car, but I get to my tire changes and my oils, and things start to fail faster than a normal car because of the amount of miles you put on there. So a lot of people that do this do a Prius or something like that, electric car, where it gets way better mileage. I think I get about 25 miles per gallon, which isn't great, but not terrible. But that's the facts. And so that's a negative. Also, the other negative is that we are 1099, so you do not get taxed. So the great thing is you make more. Like I told you, I'm making $416 in 3 days, but they don't tax it. So you've got to,
you got to pay taxes in a year. I have a really good tax person I pay for, and she knows every known write-off. You know, you can write off your phone because you use your phone. You write off your mileage. You write off all kinds of stuff. So the way I figured it comes out about even with purely this job. I owe taxes, but all the write-offs counteract it. So that part of my life comes out of pretty much even. And so that's good, but you have to just be really wise about writing things off. So the pros are, of course, it's a side hustle. So it gives you the chance to make money besides your regular job, or if you don't have a job. Some people do this full time and they have multiple apps on their phones. I'm in the process of getting a couple other apps to drive other kinds of foods. There's a waiting list for one that I want. It's been 6 months and I still haven't been told that I can start driving yet. And I want to do Uber Eats, but I've got to have my car serviced, and then you have to get your car checked. They check out your car and then you're able to drive. So I'll be doing that, but that maximizes your time while you're driving. Right now I'm just making this money with one app, and there is downtime. So having another app helps when there's a downtime on one app. You can make money on the other. But that's a pro, is making money in a side hustle. And the other pro is working when you want and working for yourself. So the older I get, the less I want to work for other people or answer to other people or be on, their schedule and all that stuff. I get to work when I want, as much as I want. And what's great about the app too, the one I use, DoorDash, you can pause it so you don't lose your session, because you sign up ahead of time. It's hard to explain, but you don't just turn it on and start driving. You book times because they protect the territory. So like in my area, they only let so many drivers drive in a certain time period. That way it protects you. Uber and Lyft, they just sign up as many people as they can. The problem is I used to do that, and when you're sitting there, you're getting no orders for hours, and you're like, man, it's really dead. But it's probably because there's like 100 drivers around you. So they protect the territories, and you go in there and you schedule out 6 days when you want to, 6 days ahead of time. And when you schedule, then there's only so many of you that can drive in that area. Then that time is, it's not even on the schedule anymore. Nobody else can schedule it. So I schedule as far out as I can. And I just like that I don't have, like I said, I can work when I want. And what I'm starting to say is the app lets you pause if you want. So like what I do is to save gas. If I'm driving around delivering food and I know I have to go to the post office or I have to run in a store really quick, you can pause it. It'll let you pause up to 35 minutes. And all it does is just doesn't ruin your acceptance rate, because they do go by that, like what percentage of orders do you accept. So what I like is I can pause it when I'm right next to the post office, run in, mail something, and then just take off and then hit the button again and start over and keep driving. So I hope that helps with you. Do you guys do this? Have you thought about it, or do you have any questions? I've been doing this a couple years, and I did Uber and Lyft for 2 or 3 years before this, so I'm pretty experienced with some of this stuff. I don't want to drive people anymore, because I always had to have my car perfect and clean everything, and because I live in my car, I have no way I can drive people. So this works for me. And let me know if you have any questions, and if you can, please consider subscribing if you like this content. Liking the video really helps with the algorithms, and hit that notification bell in the upper right if you want to be notified every time I add another video. And well, that's all I got for you. So until next time, we'll definitely see you down the road.